is a beautiful summer evening in Toronto, where at Rogers Centre, the St. Louis Cardinals will take on the Toronto Blue Jays, the final game of a 3-game interleague series. Hello, everybody. I'm Buck Martinez along with Pat Tabler. And Pat, the Cardinals lead the National League Central, and they're really starting to swing the bats a little more effectively, and we have seen up close and personally just how good Matt Holliday and Albert Pujols are.
As dangerous a pair of hitters there is in baseball, in my mind, not a whole lot of holes in their swings. They have really poured it on through the first 2 games in this series. 9 for 19, 3 hits for Holliday on the first day in, 4 hits for Pujols in last night's game. And the thing about them is, on top of great run producers, they're great hitters. They use the whole field and they have great averages.
And they actually take what the pitcher will give them, and they are confident that they can hit anybody at any time. Blue Jays send Brandon Morrow to the mound, and if anybody can cool off a pair of hot hitters, it's Brandon Morrow, who's really pitched well here of late.
Yeah, he certainly has. His numbers here at the Rogers Centre are outstanding. In his last start against the San Francisco Giants, he didn't have as good fastball, so he had to rely on his secondary pitches. And when he did that, he ended up throwing 6 innings, giving up just 2 earned runs. I think you're seeing Brandon Morrow become a great pitcher and not just a good arm.
Yeah, Brandon Morrow is truly understanding what it is to pitch. He didn't have that great fastball last time out, but you can see over his last 6 starts here at home, he has really pitched with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he certainly has. Opponent's batting average at just .220. Still got the K's in that arm, almost 9 every time he takes the mound. Undefeated, and he's beaten some good teams like Texas and Tampa.
And you're going to see another good pitching matchup tonight as Morrow faces Adam Wainwright. Wainwright, 10-4, looks very much like Chris Carpenter on the mound.
Yeah, Blue Jays hitters are going to be looking at the same kind of stuff from Adam Wainwright as we saw in last night's game with Chris Carpenter. Good curveball to set up hitters and get them out. Numbers really show that Wainwright is one of the best in all of baseball.
Since he moved back into the rotation, he has truly become a winning pitcher. Over the last 4 seasons, he leads the National League pitchers in wins with 54. Truly among the best in all of baseball. We've got a great pitching matchup. Brandon Morrow will throw tonight to Jose Molina. This has been a very effective combination for Cito Gaston. And for more on the battery, let's check in with Sam Cosentino.
Buck, Jose Molina really seems to have a keen sense as to when to go out to visit Brandon Morrow, either to calm him down or get him back on track. The statistical evidence proves that this battery should be together. In 7 previous outings, Morrow is 2-2 with a 2.23 ERA, allowing just 29 hits in 44 1/3 innings pitched. Tonight, this pair will make their 5th straight start together.
Hopefully that chemistry will lead to a win. If they win tonight, they'll go 500 on the homestand. The San Francisco Giants have been tough. John McDonald with a great emotional day on Father's Day. Jose Bautista, a 2-home run game. The Cardinals have won the first 2 games of this series. Blue Jays look to salvage one tonight.
Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Welcome back to Rogers Center. It's the final game of interleague play here at Rogers Center this season. The Cardinals have won the first 2 games. The Blue Jays have been out hit in the series, 11-22. Cardinals have really done a job. We mentioned Pujols and Holiday, how well they've swung the bats. Brandon Morrow, the starter tonight, will look to cool off those hot bats, and he'll be up against a very tough mound opponent in Adam Wainwright.
Offensively for St. Louis, they are getting great production from the middle of the lineup. But let's don't discount some of the other players who have had good series here. David Freese with a 2-run single. Lopez has hit a home run. Molina's hit a home run. So contributions from everybody up and down the lineup for Tony La Russa.
Cardinals have gone 8-3 in interleague play so far. Let's take a look at Tony La Russa's lineup tonight. Lopez, Holiday, and Pujols, top 3 in the order. In interleague play this season, Matt Holliday's hit nearly 400. 6 home runs and 13 RBI, and Holiday right now is on a tear. His timing is right on the money. He is hitting just about everything he sees right squared up on the barrel. Pujols, Rasmus, Freese, and this is a tough lineup to work your way through, but Brandon Morrow over his last 6 starts here at Rogers Center has been great.
Yeah, he certainly has. He will take the ball for his 15th start of the season, and he's looking for some help, really. Morrow has been superb over his last 3 outings. He's pitched to a ERA under 2, but doesn't really have anything to show for it. No wins and a loss after receiving 4 total runs of support to work with over those last few starts. Picked up a no decision last outing versus San Francisco, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. This is his first appearance versus the Cardinals in his career. The scouting report for young Brandon Morrow is very strong and very fluid. A good fastball, easy delivery, and the ball really gets on you. Really becoming confident with his off-speed pitches, gaining that confidence and using it at any time in the count, and he's really learning to sink his pitches. 2-seam fastball. Brandon Morrow had never thrown one before this year, and it's really starting to show, getting a lot of ground ball outs. Defensively for Cito Gaston, this is the lineup that he will send out there. Lewis, Wells, and Bautista in the outfield. Hoffbauer, Gonzalez, Hill, Overbay, the battery tonight. Morrow, Jose Molina, his catcher for the 5th straight time. And Jose Bautista in the outfield has been sensational. 4 outfield assists, which ties him for 3rd with 3 other players in the American League. He's only committed 1 error in the outfield. He's bounced around from 3rd base to the outfield. He's really played a great defense all season long for the Blue Jays.
Has all the attributes you want from a right fielder. A lot of good speed in the outfield, gets great jumps, and he's got a strong throwing arm. Well, we're set to go here in the final game of this series. Felipe Lopez will lead off for the 3rd time in this series. He will play shortstop tonight. Previous 2 games, he was at second base. And then Morrow with the first pitch strike. Little running fastball catches the outside corner. Lopez 2 for 9 in the series. No balls and 2 strikes.
He got on base in last night's game to start the game and was stranded over at 3rd base by Ricky Romero, who really buckled down after the first 3 batters reached.
Romero stranded, the bases loaded. Strike 3 called. Good running fastball catches the inside corner, and Lopez goes down on 3 pitches.
Starting to use that 2-seam fastball to left-handers a little bit more. Watch this one just freezes Lopez. Thinks it's on the going to be inside, but it goes across the inner half for the first out.
Good start through the ball game for Morrow. 39 pitches the last time out in the 1st inning for Morrow against San Francisco. Really had a tough inning, was able to get out of it, minimizing the damage, allowing the Giants just 1 run in that inning. Matt Holiday, 5 hits in the series, including the game winner in last night's 1-0 win for St. Louis. Two balls and no strikes.
Got to stay inside, I think, to Matt Holiday. Likes to extend those arms and get the barrel of the bat to the ball. I think you need to stay in there and try and tie him up.
3-0. Well, you can see for his last 24 games, hitting nearly 370 and doing some damage, 7 doubles, 6 home runs. .30 pitch. Takes the strike. You mentioned Morrow just throwing the two-seamer for the first time this year. Now he's so confident he's making pitches to the corners with it. 3-1. Breaking ball. Holliday checked his swing. It's a 1-out walk.
Yeah, no need to try and miss. He is like now starting to go to the corners, and he's really becoming a pitcher.
Checking with his infield to make sure who has coverage on the comebacker with Holliday at first base and Albert Pujols stepping in. Pujols is 5th in batting average in the National League at .311. Well, down and in. Molina thought that was a pretty good pitch. You could see by his reaction, a little hesitation. He was surprised it was called a ball.
Pitch into those corners again. We talked in the opening about Holliday and Pujols and what a dynamic duo they are. Not just great producers, as you see Molina still talking to the home plate umpire, but they've got good on-base percentages. Pujols #1 in the National League at .428. A lot of that has to come from the base on balls that he gets. He leads the National League in that also.
Well, missed all the way across the plate, but Molina really had an extended conversation with Tony Randazzo about the strike zone after that first pitch missed. You can imagine he was saying, listen, Albert Pujols doesn't need any help. We make a good pitch. We'd like to be rewarded. 2 balls and no strikes. Popped out of play.
I thought the same thing in last night's game, that Ricky Romero threw some two-seamers and some cutters that could have been called strikes that were very borderline and didn't get it. So Molina was probably watching last night's game the same thing, and he wants those pitches for his pitcher tonight.
2 balls and a strike, 1 out here in the first. Bought himself a strike. Good pitch on the outside corner. Evens the count at 2-2. Well, Sam Cosentino at the start of the game talked about the chemistry between Morrow and Molina, and you can see Molina standing up for his pitcher has given Morrow an awful lot of confidence here early on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball blocked by Molina. Snap throw to first. Holliday is back.
I think another thing that Jose Molina really does well is he gets a lot of pitches for his pitcher because he receives the ball so nicely, so soft. Not a lot of movement in his hands when he's receiving the baseball. Umpires see him catch that ball, and if it's close, they're going to call it.
Full count to Pujols, 1 out. There goes Holliday. Popped back out of play. Pujols doesn't strike out, so La Russa's confident he can start the base runner at first. Pujols, 38 strikeouts. This is his 71st game. He's a throwback in that regard, a guy that really disdains the strikeout, always trying to put the ball in play. Another full count. Holliday on the move. Another foul back.
He's challenging him. Look where the ball is ending up. That way. Not getting around on that good fastball.
Well, and that's part of Pujols' approach, not trying to overcommit to hit the ball out. He's trying to put the ball in play here with 2 strikes. There goes Holliday into left field. Fred Lewis a couple of steps back. He recovers and makes the catch. Pujols is retired. Holliday returns to first. Two down now for the cleanup batter, Colby Rasmus. Rasmus in the cleanup spot, just the fourth time this year. Tony La Russa is doing a lot of juggling here in interleague play, utilizing that DH spot to get some players some extra ABs.
Nobody does it better than the Cardinals when it comes to batting average from their DH.
Cut on and missed on the high fastball.
Their regular cleanup hitter, Ryan Ludwig, is out again tonight. Ludwig came out of Tuesday's game with a leg cramp in his left calf. Was hoping to get in the lineup last night, didn't make it, and out of it again today.
No balls and a strike to the Cardinals center fielder. Foul back out of play, 0-2. Ludwig did take batting practice today, so you would assume he would be available to swing the bat for Tony La Russa should a pinch hitting opportunity come up.
And probably with a runner in scoring position, because he's #1 in the National League, hit it with runners in scoring position. Tony La Russa has a nice weapon on his bench for later in the game.
Morrow ahead 0-2. 2 outs here in the first. Pushed him back with a fastball. Rasmus struck out in the first inning in last night's game with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Ricky Romero got him on a high fastball. Breaking ball foul down the right side.
He can be a dangerous hitter, though. 14 home runs for Rasmus. He actually has a better home run ratio than Albert Pujols. Rasmus this year is hitting home runs 1 every 14.9 at bats. Pujols is 1 out of 17. Wouldn't have thought that when the season started.
A ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball got away from him, tried to drop it on the outside corner. Got him. That running fastball catches the outside corner, 89 miles an hour with a lot of late movement. Brandon Morrow strands a runner, 2 strikeouts in the inning. Good. In mind, Gaston has shaken up the lineup a bit. Gonzalez and Bautista hitting second and third, respectively. Linden Hill dropped down in the order. Jose Molina, over his last 11 games, batting .367 with a double RBI, and he scored 4 runs. So trying to shake up the offense tonight.
Not a bad idea either. You know, they have run into some great pitching. We have chronicled that over the last couple of weeks, but you got to put some of those hot hitters, put them together, and get them at the top of the lineup.
We have seen how the opposing pitching staffs have altered their approach to Jose Bautista and Alex Gonzalez, so maybe by moving them up in the order, that'll change. Fred Lewis with the ball off the end of the bat.
That is the lineup that Adam Wainwright will face tonight. St. Louis's leader in wins and earned run average, an excellent 10-4 record. He won his last start. He threw 8 innings and giving up just 1 earned run. This guy won 19 games last year for St. Louis.
Good cut by Fred Lewis, fouled back. Lewis has faced Wainwright. In fact, he's 4 for 8. Had a pretty good run over his last 3 weeks, hitting .303. Curveball down and in, and Lewis goes down swinging. Going to see a lot of that tonight. He throws that hook just like Carpenter.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to see Carpenter last night. Dwayne Wise played, but it would have been beneficial because it's very similar. He'll throw 2 different types of curveballs. He'll get me over curveball early in the count. When he wants to put you away, he'll throw you that hard one.
One out now for Alex Gonzalez. Moved up to the 2nd spot in the order. A flare into right field. Randy Wynn comes in a few steps and makes the grab. 2 quick outs here in the first.
Let's take a closer look at Adam Wainwright. He really attacks the strike zone with all of his pitches. He's got the fastball, the 4-pitch mix. Fastball, curveball, everything is built around that good power sinking fastball that he has. A decent slider and a decent changeup, but his put away pitch is that good curveball right over the top, and it's hard.
Jose Bautista batting 3rd tonight. Lays off that high fastball. Bautista 3 walks in the game last night. He was officially 0 for 1. Sharply on the ground into left field. Base hit. Big turnaround first. Bautista's aboard with 2 outs.
Pitchers have been pitching him a little bit different, but now with a 1-0 count, he's looking fastball. He gets it. It's a sinking fastball. Throws the head of the bat right by David Freese, the 3rd baseman, for his first hit. It's always good to see when your number 3 hitter's up there aggressive and getting on base.
So with Bautista at first, Vernon Wells will step in to face Adam Wainwright. Cut on the curveball and missed. First time Wells has faced Wainwright. He was in the game, of course, against Carpenter last night, so I had a chance to see that big curveball. He had a single off Carpenter and then added a single off the closer, Ryan Franklin, in the 9th. Wells sitting on breaking ball right there and just couldn't wait long enough. Got it off the end of the bat.
Yeah, he saw it. Double clutched on it, saw it, but then still was a little bit too quick.
No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Bottom of the first. We'd like to welcome you fans watching on MLB Network. Welcome to Toronto Rogers Center. It's the 3rd and final game of this interleague series between the Cardinals and the Blue Jays. Cardinals have won the first 2 games of the series.
How about Jose Molina giving a bunch of different signs? Excuse me, Yadier Molina giving different signs like there was a runner at second base.
I think this gets back to all the video work everybody does. They just don't want to make it easy for teams to decipher their signs. So even with nobody at second, they camouflage the signals.
You know, a lot of times also, you know, there's runners at first base will be peeking when they're there at first base. They'll be peeking in trying to get a sign. Maybe they'll try and steal on an off-speed pitch. Or you could relay signs to the hitter when you are the runner. Molina not taking any chances. You see Bautista looking in, and there's Molina, just like a runner at second base, going through a bunch of sets of signs.
Bounced again in the dirt. Backhanded by Yadier Molina. Full count. Well, Dave Duncan doesn't leave anything to chance. And if he suspects there might be a chance that they're going to steal the location, steal the sequence, he's going to make sure he protects his pitchers. And rightly so. The payoff pitch from Wainwright. Bautista at first will be off on the pitch. Hammer to left field. This is deep. This is gone. Home run, Vernon Wells. A 3-2 fastball. Wells turned on it and kept it inside the foul pole into the second deck in left field.
It looked like he was trying to throw a sinker, trying to get something under the bat of Vernon Wells, but it didn't sink. It stayed up. It stayed up, and it stayed in the middle of the strike zone. Watch this one right there, right in the wheelhouse for Vernon Wells. Pulls the hands through. The only question was it going to stay fair? And it does, and the Jays jump ahead quickly 2-0.
Number 17 for Wells on the season. He's now driven home 44. First pitch fastball to Adam Lind. Lind hitting in the 5th spot tonight. For his career, he's a .293 hitter. Batting 5th. Off the plate. Dwayne Murphy, the hitting coach, has reminded his hitters, hey, you're going to have to change your approach a little bit. Look more breaking balls now. The word's out. You guys are a fastball hitting club.
Jose Bautista was talking about all the breaking balls that he has been seeing. Best way to get rid of that, start hitting breaking balls.
Blue Jays atop the boards hitting home runs at home. 61 home runs here at Rogers Center. Of course, they lead all of baseball in home runs no matter where they play.
Jays, Red Sox, Yankees. 1, 2, 3 in home runs at home.
Another full count. Blue Jays have scored 2 here in the first on a 2-out home run by Vernon Wells. Driven to the gap in left center. This ball is driven and out of the ballpark. Adam Lind, an opposite field home run. Back-to-back home runs for the Blue Jays. Lind's 9th of the season.
That's the Adam Lind that we saw all of last year. Taking pitches that were away from him, staying behind them, and driving them out of the ballpark the other way.
That was a good pitch. Sinking fastball down and away, and he stayed on it and put a good stroke there. Aaron Hill hitting in the 6th spot. Cito Gaston's lineup change has proved to be very effective early on.
Just like that. 2 outs, single home run.
Curveball cut on and missed by Hill. Seventh time the Blue Jays have gone back-to-back this year. For Adam Lind, his first home run since May 31st against Tampa Bay. Been a long drought. Ball down, 2-2. That's a good sign. Not only the home run, but where he hit it and the pitch he hit.
Where the pitch was, down and away. Driving that ball the other way, staying behind it.
Hill gets a piece of it to stay alive. It's been a tough homestand for the Blue Jays. They won 2 of 3 against San Francisco and lost the first 2 games of this series against the Cardinals. And with a win tonight, they could have a pretty good .500 homestand before they take off and play Philadelphia for 3.
We'll have to look up the numbers, but the pitchers that they have faced on this homestand, Wainwright's earned run average, I believe, is 5th in the National League. Carpenter's was 11th. Matt Cain's was very good. Jonathan Sanchez's ERA when he pitched, although he didn't pitch very well, was very good.
Fastball off the plate inside, another full count. Curveball cut on and missed. Hill goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Adam Wainwright, but the Blue Jays countered with 2 home runs. Back-to-back home runs. Vernon Wells with a 2-run shot, his 17th. On Rogers Sportsnet for the first game of the Blue Jays at Phillies. It'll be Roy Halladay, the former Blue Jay, making the start. Friday night game starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Halladay got off to a great start in Philadelphia, starting out 6-1, but since then he's just 2-5.
Was that after the perfect game, or right around it?
Right around the perfect game, but he has been a little more normal of late. Normal by standards of everybody else, not Halladay.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Morrow jumps ahead of David Freese. 0-2. Blue Jays out on top, 3-0. Breaking ball hit to second base. Big high hop for Aaron Hill. 1 out here in the second.
One of the things that we have seen from Brandon Morrow over his last few starts is his earned run average going down. 5 straight starts now that ERA has gone down for Brandon Morrow. Looking more like a pitcher now, throwing quality pitches. General Manager Alex Anthopoulos says that we are watching him develop right before our eyes as a pitcher.
He is truly under control. There was a time when you wondered how many he was going to walk in a start. Now you don't even think about the base on balls. I think he will pitch around people now. He has an idea he can command the strike zone. Comes right back, gets another ground ball. Big 2 hopper for Aaron Hill. 2 up, 2 down here in the second.
Well, his pitches per inning also the lowest of his career right now, which is always very important. It's at 17. Major League average is around 14 or 15 an inning. So it's still a little bit above that, but it's the best in his career. And when you have innings like this, you see him coming out now, changing speeds, dropping that sinker on those batters, and they're rolling over it. It's always a good sign.
2 outs now for the Cardinal catcher, Yadier Molina. Second time in his homestand we've had a Molina behind the plate and a Molina at the plate. Benji, of course, here with the Giants, and now Yadier with the Cardinals. Jose Molina, the Blue Jays catcher. Late on a fastball, 0-2. Curveball fought off. Emergency hack from Yadier, stays alive.
You can see how nice and fluid Morrow is, and that's why we've seen the right-handed batters, I think, from the Cardinals fight off these pitches. They're just not picking it up. Ball's right on top of them.
Elevated that fastball, but Yadier was able to lay off. Tell you what, it has been really interesting watching his development from start to start. This is his 15th start of the season, and he is so much more under control now. His windup, his delivery, everything about him is very deliberate. Breaking ball, hit on the ground to third. Jared Hoffpower to Overbay. 3 up, 3 down in the second. Brandon Morrow in a groove. Blue Jays out in front early. The NLCS and the World Series.
Not too shabby for a guy who started the year for the first time on a major league roster as a rookie. Spent his first full season in the majors in the bullpen and had great numbers. 23 holds coming out of the pen, 72 strikeouts, and he pitched so effectively towards the end of the season. Tony La Russa made him his closer.
Well, they had a situation. They were developing Wainwright as a starter in the minor leagues, and then Jason Isringhausen just wasn't healthy, and they switched to the rookie, and he handled it very effectively. Lyle Overbay bats here against Wainwright and takes a strike. It's a ball and 2 strikes here to start the second. Good numbers over his last 22 games. Takes that curveball just down. Again, much like Carpenter, Wainwright doesn't give the batter any breathing room. Boy, he rocks and fires. Just off the plate inside.
Gets it and goes. Chris Carpenter was talking after last night's game that he felt that he didn't have his curveball early. And it doesn't look so far that Wainwright has his curveball, but when Carp found it, retired 12 of the last 13 batters he faced.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Knocked down by Miles, and Overbay will reach. Aaron Miles making the start at second base tonight. tricked on that bouncing ball, and Overbay's aboard.
Just his second start at second base for the Cardinals this year. It looks like he gets to it in plenty of time, and it clanks off of his heel of his glove. Looks like it will be an error charge to Aaron Miles, his second of the year.
So Overbay's aboard for Jared Hoffbauer, the former Cardinal. He's called up at the start of this series. Hoffbauer in AAA with Las Vegas hit .328, had 9 homers and 43 RBI. He's had hits in each of his first 2 games here with the Blue Jays.
Played a great third base, too. He really has. He has really made all the plays.
Pops this one up on the infield. Aaron Miles at second base makes the grab.
Reliability, resale value, and race-proven innovation. Get it all plus 0.9% financing and a $500 gas card on new Civics during the Honda Checkered Flag event.
One out here in the second. Buck Martinez along with Pat Tabler. The Blue Jays scored 3 runs in the first inning. Back-to-back home runs by Vernon Wells and Adam Lynn. The catcher, Jose Molina, takes the first pitch strike. Molina and John Buck have been a great tandem behind the plate. They have worked well together, helping each other out, and they've really handled this young pitching staff very well. Drive to left field. This ball is hit. Holiday over. Can't make the play. Off the wall. Overbay around second, headed to third. Molina into second base. The throw to second, not in time. Jose Molina, his third double of the season. The Blue Jays have something going against Wainwright here in the second.
Hasn't been able to get the ball down so far in this game. Adam Wainwright is paying the price for it now. Third extra base hit. Ball right into the sweet spot for Jose Molina, and he lashes it to left field. When it hit off the top of the wall, it looked like it had a chance to score the run, but Holiday does a good job, gets up quickly and gets it back into the infield.
So Fred Lewis now with 1 out and runners at second and third. Curveball for a strike. Lewis struck out on a curveball down and in his first at bat. That's where they go again.
Sit on it. What you're thinking right now is you've got the infield playing back with 1 out. They're going to give you one of those runs. So just try and keep the ball on the ground in the middle of the diamond now with 2 strikes, and you'll get yourself an RBI.
On the right side of the infield, it's back, but Felipe Lopez is shorter than double play depth. If he's got a shot right at him, he might come home. Into right field, Randy Wynn in right, the tag by Overbay. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Fred Lewis with the sac fly. Overbay scores. It's 4-0 Blue Jays.
That's how you make the adjustment with 2 strikes. Get the bat on the ball, get into the outfield, and really no chance for Randy Wynn to throw out Overbay at the plate. And a heads-up tag play by Molina, who moves up to third base also.
Molina advancing over to third on the throw to the plate. Now Gonzalez will bat with 2 outs. Molina gets himself over there. Wainwright throwing that curveball. There's always a chance of him bouncing one, and you're able to score. First pitch fastball for a strike. Shane Gaston talking with Overbay probably about the pitches and what they're seeing from Wainwright. First time they've had a chance to see him. There's a curveball that Gonzalez waves at. 0-2. Very productive hitter. Never gives away at bats. Look at the technique of Yadier Molina. I don't know if there's a better all-around catcher in baseball than Cardinals backstop. He has gained the confidence of his pitching staff with guys at third base. They can throw that curveball in the dirt, and they're confident that Yadier Molina will keep it in front of him. Curveball fouled back into the glove of Molina. Wainwright gets out of it with the strikeout, but the Blue Jays had a run. A sac fly off the bat of Fred Lewis. Fans are reminded you can vote a maximum of 25 times per email address. Vote early, vote often. Vote for your Blue Jays to the All-Star game. Ricky Romero, in my estimation, should get consideration for that All-Star team, the way he has pitched. Skip Schumacher jumps on the first pitch he sees and rips it into right field. First hit for the Cardinals, leading off the third.
First time we have seen Skip Schumacher in this series. Doesn't waste any time.
Well, when you talk about the All-Star game and the Blue Jays who might be named to that team, you've got to consider Jose Bautista with his major league leading 20 home runs. I think Alex Gonzalez deserves consideration. The shortstop, the way he has put up offensive numbers and played so well in the field. Aaron Miles, the number 9 hitter, takes the first pitch upstairs.
He's played great defense. He's had great production. I like Ricky Romero, the thought of Ricky Romero also with the home runs, or excuse me, the strikeouts and the 1-loss record. Those three right there have the best chance, I think, of going to Anaheim.
There goes Schumacher, pitch down and in. Quick throw to second base. He tagged by Gonzalez, and Schumacher's out. What a great release by Molina. He acknowledged the tag by Gonzalez, who came off the bag and put the tag on Schumacher.
Hey, on both ends. First of all, Molina throwing out 67% of the base runners. This is a hit and run by the Cardinals trying to make something happen. And as soon as we start talking about Alex Gonzalez and how he's been fielding, he picks the ball and then just gets Schumacher right on the shoulder for the out. Heads-up play.
Boy, that's a big boost for a catcher to have a shortstop that's so agile and quick to move off the bag. And he took the short hop and then put the tag on the shoulder of the runner. One out now for Miles. Pops up behind home plate. Jose Molina over near the screen. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Boy, defense has been so big for the Blue Jays. The caught stealing and then the pop-up, 2 quick outs.
Ball wasn't hit very high, but Molina quickly finds it, then finds the wall and gets it before it hits the ground. Watch this. It doesn't go up very high. get rid of that mask and find the ball. You know he's not getting any help from the on-deck hitter.
Let's check in with Sam Cosentino.
Buck, off the top of the broadcast, we talked about the comfortability between Molina and Morrow. 5 stolen base attempts with Morrow on the mound. Molina's gotten all 5 of them now with the latest.
Jose Molina really gets rid of the ball quickly. Felipe Lopez takes the second ball down and in. 2-0. Lopez was a 3-pitch strikeout victim in the first. Pops it back out of play. Jose Molina came through the Angels organization and played for Mike Scioscia. He and his brother Benji were teammates there in 2002. In coming through the Angels system, of course, with Mike Scioscia at the helm, you really get taught the basics of catching, mechanically and theoretically. Inside corner, 2-2. And Scioscia has such high demands on his catchers. Not only what they do defensively, blocking the plate, throwing, but also how they call a game and manage a pitching staff. Struck him out. Good curveball. Lopez chases. What a turnaround. Leadoff base hit. It's erased by the caught stealing, a pop-up, and a strikeout. Morrow has 3 strikeouts. Good curveball gets Lopez.
Pacific on all Sportsnet channels, and be sure to follow a draft recap with our show at 11 p.m. Eastern on East and Ontario.
Big day in the lives of many young hockey players, anxious to get that call that they have been taken in the entry draft. Jose Bautista lays off a breaking ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Bautista had a 2-out single in his first at-bat, scored on Vernon Wells' 17th home run of the season. Long drive left field. This ball is deep enough. Is it fair? It is a foul ball into the upper deck. He got his fastball just out in front of it.
I didn't think he'd throw him one, 2-0. Not the way he handled the fastball his first time up, ripping that ball into left field for a base hit. I didn't think he would go back in there. He did, and he almost paid for it.
2 balls and a strike. Came right back with a fastball. Bautista didn't think he was going to get another one.
I asked Jose the other day if pitchers been pitching you differently, and he says absolutely. A lot more breaking balls.
And there's the breaking ball off the plate. So now what do you look for here? Got to throw him another breaking ball.
I think so. Got to be a breaking ball.
3-2 got him. Through the hook, he gets the strikeout. Gonzalez struck out to end the second. Bautista strikes out to start the third.
He's got a good hook. Shows it off right there. The fourth strikeout. Tony La Russa says about Adam Wainwright that he just has so many weapons and his concentration level is terrific. Even if he makes a bad pitch, he's smart enough now to make adjustments, and he made adjustments there against Bautista.
Vernon Wells takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Wells homered on a 3-2 pitch from Wainwright in his first at bat. Curveball fouled off at the plate.
Tried to come inside, tried to sink his fastball, but it didn't sink. Right in the wheelhouse of Vernon Wells for the home run.
No balls and 2 strikes. Tried to use that fastball and missed down and away. Third ball bounced, and look how easily Molina blocks that ball. That pitch is about 4 feet off the plate, and he squares it up on his chest protector.
And when it bounces off of him, you don't see it ricochet all the way to the dugouts or up the first or third base line. It stops and it's right at the dirt area.
Yeah, he's got perfect technique, and he's so quick. Curveball, another drive to left, and Wells has gone deep again. Number 18 for Vernon Wells.
To be good hitters, you have to make adjustments, and I really think Vernon Wells went up there looking curveball after hitting a home run off of a fastball or a sinker his first time up. He was sitting all over a breaking ball. Watch him stay back and then unleash that bat. And another, no doubt about it, nice catch by the fan in left field.
13th time a Blue Jay has had a multiple home run game this season. Fastball down and in off the plate.
See him get his timing going, laying back on that back leg, looking for that curveball.
Adam Lind, the base hit to right field. Lind is 2 for 2 tonight. A home run and a single. He was dropped down into the 5th spot, and he is making the most of it. Let's check in with Sam Cosentino.
Well, Buxito Gaston said before the game that this isn't going to be a temporary thing, that he plans to stick with this lineup with some minor tweaking, most likely at the bottom of the order once John Buck comes back into the lineup. But this is something he feels comfortable with, wants his players to get accustomed to their new spots in the order.
Aaron Hill takes a fastball on the corner. Well, Aaron Hill was second and Lind was third through the season up to today. And they certainly had plenty of time to get their strokes going, but Cito Gaston felt like the move was necessary to spark the offense a bit. Broken back, right back to Wainwright. He knocks it down, goes to second. Out at second base. Lopez maintained contact. Did a good job of taking that wide throw from Wainwright.
I think the shattered bat had something to do with that play not developing for the St. Louis Cardinals. Adam Wainwright's a Gold Glove fielding first baseman, first pitcher. Watch him fooled by that as the barrel comes out at him. Throws it wild at second base. A good job by Felipe Lopez to stay on the bag and catch the ball.
So 2 down now for Lyle Overbay. He reached on an error and scored in the second. Swings and pops it out of play over the Blue Jays dugout. Blue Jays 5 runs on 6 hits. They've hit 3 home runs here tonight. Wells has hit his second multi-home run game of the season. Numbers 17 and 18. Breaking ball past first, foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Lyle Overbay. A slider off the plate inside. Blue Jays scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and added a run here in the third. Curveball laid off. Overbay check. Up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the third. Curveball fouled off. Wainwright giving up 2 home runs to Vernon Wells. It's the first time this season a hitter has had a multi-home run game against him. It's the 4th time in his career Wainwright has given up 3 home runs in a game. Another full count pitch. Hill off on the pitch. Strike 3 called. Overbay takes a fastball from Wainwright. He strikes out to end the third, but Vernon Wells goes deep, hits the curveball a mile to left. He has hit 2 tonight. The Blue
Park over the last 3 days, really over the last homestand with San Francisco being here. An unfortunate time where Toronto fans normally would love the opportunity to see some interleague play. The crowds have been lessened as a result of what's happened with all the G20 goings on.
Yeah, it's kind of intimidating to walk around at Rogers Center and see all of the fencing and the gates and the security. Unfortunate timing for the ball club. Matt Holliday taps the curveball out in front of home plate. Easy play for Brandon Morrow. Quick out here in the fourth.
Well, we get to go to Philadelphia. Those 3 games are supposed to be here, but we'll go there. We'll be the home team in Philadelphia. Then it's on to Cleveland for 4 big games against the Indians. Doesn't get easy then when we go to New York and Blue Jays have 3-day games with the Yankees. Look at the record for the Yankees. 45-27, Minnesota and Boston. That'll finish up the first half.
Albert Pujols takes the first pitch upstairs for a ball. That Friday series in Philadelphia will begin at 7 p.m. here on Rogers Sportsnet channel. All channels, you'll have that game at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Pujols chased the fastball. A ball and a strike to the Cardinal first baseman. Good fastball at 95. It's always nice to have a little extra in reserve.
Yeah, he has it. I sense that he really wants to show Pujols a good fastball in this at-bat.
He threw him a good fastball. Pujols pops it up. Jared Hoffbauer into foul territory makes the catch, and Pujols is retired. 2 outs here in the fourth.
Did you sense that too?
He chased that high fastball and then threw a 95-mile-an-hour heater on the knees away and just elevated another fastball.
Well, he's got some runs to work with also. Now 5-0. I think he wanted to really challenge Pujols with his fastball. Show him that he's got a good arm. Reach back for a little bit more there to get the second out.
I don't think that happens enough these days with pitchers pitching to the scoreboard. I think they need to pay more attention to the scoreboard. Got a 5-run lead here. Throw some strikes.
Challenge them. Make them hit their way on.
Kobe Rasmus took a fastball for a strike to end the first inning. Another pop-up back over toward the Blue Jays dugout, but that'll drift back into the seats. Sparky Anderson, the great manager of the Reds and the Tigers, always said the scoreboard would tell you all the strategy you need to know. It'll give you the lineup, it'll tell you the score, and how many outs there are. Turn around, check the scoreboard every once in a while, and remind yourself it's time to throw strikes.
Tell you how to play the game also.
Breaking ball got away from Morrow. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs here in the fourth. Broken bat. Dribbler up third baseline. Like that changeup that he has developed so effectively. Just splintered that bat.
6 weeks ago, we would not have seen that from Brandon Morrow. A 2-1 changeup with that kind of movement. And look at the results. He's got to go get himself some new firewood there.
Well, if people aren't familiar with this Blue Jays pitching staff, and they really shouldn't be, they're a lot of young guys, but boy, they can really pitch. Struck him out. Rasmus swings at the fastball down and in, and Morrow racks up the strikeout. He has 4 strikeouts, a 1, 2, 3, 4th inning.
goes to just one hit through 4 innings. Adam Wainwright back out to work the 4th inning. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Blue Jays lineup. Jared Hoffbauer swings at the first pitch and hits the grounder to Lopez at short.
We were talking off air before this inning started about Adam Wainwright and Chris Carpenter. Very similar types of pitchers. We've had some thoughts about these two.
Yeah, and they are similar. And what really, to me, is the most important aspect is they both throw the curveball very well. And you don't see curveballs very often. But as a hitter, the second night you see a curveball, it's a much easier pitch to track. Might be interesting to watch, as they might want to think about separating.
We might see that. They're talking about going to a 4-man rotation between now and the end of the All-Star break because of some off days, and they won't need that 5th starter. They've also had some problems with injuries to Brad Penny, Kyle Loesch out of their starting rotation. But these two back-to-back, you are absolutely right. Hitters get a better sense the second night after seeing this type of pitcher. They're very similar, Carpenter and Wainwright.
A ball on the strike to Jose Molina. Molina doubled in his first at bat. Mind you, we're not suggesting that there's anything wrong with 10-4 and 9-1.
No. Yeah,
nor are we questioning the judgment of Dave Duncan and Tony La Russa. But it's really interesting tonight how the Blue Jays have been on Wainwright so much, and last night they couldn't touch Carpenter. There's the curveball for the strikeout. Wainwright has 6 strikeouts. Another curveball does the trick.
You know, it happens all the time in baseball when they get around the All-Star break. Managers, pitching coaches get together and talk about what they want to do as they set up their lineup for the second half. When you say split them up, the perfect guy to go in between them might be Jaime Garcia, who is a left-hander, different type of pitcher, throws more change-ups, more off-speed pitches, but still throws strikes. Now you throw those 3 guys in a series, and you got 3 different looks on 3 different days.
Yeah, and truly the Cardinals are built for the postseason. They're thinking about what Jaime Garcia can do in the postseason. They've just picked up Jeff Suppan, and he's going to add some depth to their rotation. But, you know, they will sacrifice some games in June for the opportunity to have a strong starting staff in September. And La Russa always has talked about you can't be afraid to suffer June losses for the long-term effect that it might have on your arms in September. Fred Lewis to left field, but Matt Holliday has a beat on it and makes the catch. Wainwright has a quick 4th inning, but the Blue Jays have gotten to it to the tune of 5 runs on 6 hits. Experienced starting staff has really held their own over the last month. 8-8 with a pretty good ERA, and they've averaged over 6 innings per start.
Now they are facing some pretty decent teams in that time. Look at the good earned run average, pitching deep into the ball game. Since that May 28th time, they have faced Yankees. They have faced Tampa Bay. They went on the road. Interleague started. So they've really held their own.
Yeah, they have done a pretty good job, and I think a lot of the credit should go to Rick Langford, the bullpen coach, and Bruce Walton, the pitching coach. They have really done a good job of keeping these young pitchers confident. A ball and a strike to David Freese. Freese leading off the 5th inning. Rick Langford, a veteran pitcher and longtime minor league pitching coach, now the bullpen coach working with Bruce Walton. It's a great team. They really complement one another. Walton and Langford both very positive, very upbeat, always encouraging the young pitchers here.
Both of them pitched in the big leagues. They know what it takes to get big league hitters out. And
Freese is late on a fastball.
both of them were not the type of pitchers that could come in and just blow the ball by you. So they had to learn to pitch, take a little something off, hit your spots, become a pitcher. Rick Langford was like that for sure. I remember facing him. That really knows how to pitch, and he knows these youngsters better than any of them.
Oh, good fastball right on the corner. Just off the corner, according to the umpire, Tony Randazzo. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to David Freese. Ripped into right field, a base hit for David Freese to start the 5th. Back here at Rogers Center, Blue Jays are up 5-0. David Freese with the leadoff single. Randy Wynn, the right fielder, grounded the second his first time up. First pitch strike. Cardinals bullpen.
That's Fernando Salas, who has gotten up and he's starting to warm. So eyebrows raised up here in the booth, wondering what's up.
I know exactly what's up with these two here, Duncan and La Russa. Check swing tapper. I think they're thinking about the long term. Adam Wainwright has given up 5 runs and 6 hits here. It's June. They're in front of the National League Central and say, you know what? Just buy him some time later on in the season. We'll shut him down now and get him next time. They're going to come back on short rest. They've got a 4-man rotation except for 3 starts before the All-Star break. That's what they're doing. Snap throw to first. Oh! Looked like the ball beat him, but Freese gets a hand under the tag of Overbay. Brian Gorman, the first base umpire, moved in quickly.
Yeah, he was right all over. It's tough for a runner at first base. As you get off there, you are blocked with a left-handed batter. That's what Freese is. Ball gets down there quickly. You can see Lyle Overbay did tag him on top of the hand when the fingers got in there.
A ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball.
You are shielded with that left-handed batter, so you don't see the catcher. Molina does a good job of throwing behind the runner, behind the batter. And he just gets in safely.
Boy, a good tag, too, by Overbay. He went right to the front of the base. But you could see Freese had his hand on the bag when the glove was applied. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Randy Wynn. Went too far. Brandon Morrow gets another strikeout. Wynn went after the breaking ball.
That's 5 of them now, and it's a good, hard breaking ball. Wynn cannot hold up on it. That ball was diving hard and fast.
Yadier Molina grounded out to third his first time up. Blue Jays have turned 64 double plays. Infield has been very effective. This won't be a double play. This will be a fly ball to center. Vernon Wells is there, 2 outs. Skip Schumacher had a single into right field his first time up, and then he was caught stealing. Morrow misses with that good fastball. And you can see that when he senses he needs a little extra, it's there, and it's just as effective. Late on a fastball.
What was Bruce Walton telling us the other day? That Brandon Morrow now is pitching to spots, not just throwing the ball over the plate.
Yeah, when he first gave him the two-seamer, he was just trying to create some movement with it. Then he got so advanced he was pitching to half of the plate. Now he's at the point where he's running it off the plate inside to the inside corner. That's how quickly he's commanded the two-seamer. That breaking ball gets away from him.
You know, the first thing with young pitchers, they have to buy into it. They have to believe in what you're talking about, and Brandon Morrow wants to be good. And he is just getting better and better every time out.
Ground ball to third. Hoffbauer gloves it. Across the diamond to Overbay for the out. Schumacher's retired. Brandon Morrow gives up a single. He's still. Well, Blue Jays are set to bat here in the bottom of the fifth inning, and they'll be facing a new pitcher for the Cardinals. It'll be Fernando Salas out of the bullpen to work the fifth. Adam Wainwright pitched 4 innings, and Salas will come on, making his 4th appearance of the season.
Just recalled for the second time this year, a couple of weeks ago by St. Louis. He was down in AAA in Memphis. He's got a very good arm. That's why you see just 2 1/3 innings. He's always been a reliever his whole career. He has made just 4 starts in his minor league career out of 111 games.
Salas is from Mexico, just 25 years old, in his 4th year in the Cardinals system. Pop back out of play. Gonzalez 0 for 2 tonight. But we talk about Tony La Russa and his philosophy, and you know what? He will sacrifice a battle to win the war. He's won 2 of the first 3 games here in this series. They have a lead in the National League Central, and he has his sights set on winning a World Series.
Cedar Gaston thinks the same way with his young pitchers, that he knows how long of a season it is, what a grind it is. You're not necessarily giving up this game, but you're saving your bullets for later in the year. Tito Gaston saving all his young pitchers. And he's been very consistent about yanking them right around 100 pitches, so they're still strong in August and September.
Fly ball center field. Colby Rasmus on the run. This ball is off the wall. Gonzalez around first, headed for second. And he'll go in there with a stand-up double. His 19th double of the season. Gonzalez leads off the 5th.
Looked like an off-speed pitch from Salas. Took a little something off, and you can see Gonzalez is out in front, but he's got plenty of power. Hits it right at the base of the wall in left center field. Rasmus can't get to it. It's extra bases for Gonzalez, and the Blue Jays continue to put their hitting shoes on tonight.
5th extra base hit tonight, including 3 home runs. Jose Bautista has a single in 2 trips. You know, in regards to Wainwright, he now has 113 innings. That's second to Roy Halladay in the National League. And you just got to think about the long-term effects. You've got these guys making 34, 35 starts. If you have a chance to give them a bit of a break, you're going to take it, especially in June. You might ask them to go extra in September.
How about October?
Yep, October. That's what they have their sights set on, playing in the postseason. Change up, cut on and missed by Bautista. 2 balls and a strike. Fastball upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. Vernon Wells on deck. He's already hit 2 home runs tonight. Number 17 and 18 for Wells. Ball 4. So Vernon Wells will step to the plate with runners at first and second and nobody out.
Yeah, really nowhere to put him. You got to figure he's going to be challenging him here.
It's interesting, during batting practice, the roof was wide open and the breeze was significant from home plate to center field. I said, Vernon, how does the ball carry on days like today? And he said, it flies.
We saw that in BP, didn't we?
He made the most of it as well. Fastball on the corner. Wells has been working long and hard with Dwayne Murphy to get his stroke back. It's been a bit of a struggle here in the month of June for him. A ball and a strike. Dwayne Murphy spends a lot of time with these hitters, trying to get them to regain their confidence. Fastball at the knees. Vernon thought it was low. A ball and 2 strikes from Salas. Wells came into this game hitting .214 in the month of June with 3 home runs. Face the high fastball. First strikeout for Salas.
Well, he did challenge him, too. Good fastball. Salas had some big strikeout numbers when he was in the minor leagues, pitching out of the bullpen. One season he had 25 saves and 100 strikeouts in 74 innings. You can see why when he elevates that fastball.
1 out now for Adam Lind. Lind has homered and singled in 2 trips. Adam Wainwright going just 4 innings tonight. This pitching line brought to you by MLB 10, the show, only on PlayStation.
You mentioned him second in the National League in innings pitched behind Roy Halladay, so obviously this is his shortest outing of the season. 6 hits.
Adam Lind gets the 2-hopper to second base, and Lind is retired. Runners move up on the play. It'll be second and third with 2 outs now for Aaron Hill. We mentioned Cito Gaston making a lineup change tonight. He dropped Hill into the 6th spot from his customary 2 spot and dropped Lynn from 3 to 5. Just trying to get the offense going, and so far it's been very effective. 5 runs on 7 hits.
Take a little pressure off of some of his batters who had great years last year. Maybe see the game from a little different angle. You're guaranteed to hit in the first inning if you're batting second and third.
Drive to center field. Kobe Rasmus back near the warning track, but he'll have room and makes the catch. Aaron Hill's retired. Salas comes out of the bullpen and strands a couple of base runners. Blue Jays up by 5.
Your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Welcome back to Rogers Center. We have played 5 innings here. Cardinals trail by 5. Blue Jays have hit 3 home runs. Vernon Wells with a pair. Adam Lind with a solo shot, his 9th. And Brandon Morrow has held the Cardinals in check on just 2 hits. Morrow continues a run of very good ball games here at Rogers Center. Coming into this game, he was 4-0 over his last 6 starts, and he's building on that here tonight. Two balls and no strikes to Aaron Miles. Miles starting at second base tonight. Skip Schumacher has done most of the work at second. Schumacher, the DH, has started 58 games at second base. Here's a strike. I really believe Brandon Morrow has all the attributes to be an impact starter. I love his demeanor. I love his work ethic. He has all the pitches. Popped up. Shallow center field. The shortstop is out. Gonzalez makes the catch. 1 out here in the 6th.
He was talking after his last start when he pitched really well against the Giants, knowing that he didn't have his good stuff, but he says, I think I can be a really good strike thrower. He knows that there's going to be walks that come along with his development. But he knows he's going to strike out a lot of guys, so he said it tends to even itself out. But the pitcher that we have seen over the last, well, really the month of June has really been a product that is really climbing.
1 out now for the leadoff batter, Felipe Lopez. But when you talk about premier pitchers around baseball, we're going to see one tomorrow night in Roy Halladay. They are all strike throwers. Carpenter, Wainwright, Ubaldo Jimenez. Overmatched with the fastball. Felipe Lopez is 1-1 now. But they're all strike throwers, and I think that's what you have to get to. where the batters identify you as somebody you got to swing the bat against.
And not just throwing strikes with 1 or 2 pitches. You know what makes Roy Halladay so tough is he can throw strikes with 4 different pitches at any time. Same thing with Chris Carpenter, Wainwright, some of these good pitchers that we have seen over the last month or so. You have to be able to throw it with at least 3 pitches anytime.
Lopez, a sharp one hopper, but right at Lyle Overbay, who steps on the bag. 2 outs here in the 6th.
You know, and that's something that we are starting to see from Brandon Morrow with that sinking fastball that he has, the slider, good hard fastball. We see it with Ricky Romero.
Right.
Last night was a great example.
Yeah, you look around both leagues, the top ERA pitchers are all strike throwers, guys that just pound the strike zone. Matt Holliday is 0 for 1 with a walk here tonight. Matt's had a good series, 5 hits coming into tonight's game, including his 11th home run of the series. That came in the opener on Tuesday night.
His last 4 games, 11 hits in 5 home runs. The last person to do that, you have to go back to May of 2008 when Alfonso Soriano did it. In 4 games, 11 hits and 5 home runs. That's being locked in right now.
Out over the plate, foul back. Well, you talk about a hot hitter, and this is the epitome of being hot. Wow, big numbers.
11 RBIs, 5 home runs. How about hitting with runners in scoring position? Those are Little League numbers right there.
Since Tony La Russa put him into the 2 spot in the lineup, he has taken off. Sharply hit, fair ball down the 3rd baseline. Fred Lewis over to dig it out in the corner. Holliday around first. He's headed to second. A stand-up double with 2 outs. His 21st double of the season.
They tried to go inside, but he's just too quick. Just keeps it fair down the left field line by Hoffpauir, the 3rd baseman. Extra bases, 21st time that he has hit a double in a game.
So now Holliday is at second for Albert Pujols. Pujols is 0 for 2 tonight.
His rankings since the 2001 season are just off the charts. Look at that average, 332, the doubles, home runs, the productions, times on base. 2,700 times he has been on base.
A complete hitter, to be sure. 2 outs now. Morrow throws a first pitch in there for a strike with the breaking ball. Pujols had 4 hits in last night's game. He was 4 for 5. 3 singles and a double. Breaking ball to 3rd. Off the glove of Hoffpauir. That trickles into foul territory. Pujols is aboard. Hoffpauir got a glove on it, but couldn't make the play. Knocked it into foul territory. It's an infield hit for Albert Pujols.
Gets to it, but just can't come up with it. Keeps it in the infield, though, so Holliday can't score from second base. That'll go as an infield single.
Well, here's where Morrow has to pick up the defense. Holliday with the double. Pujols the infield single. Now 2 outs, and Morrow will face Colby Rasmus. Rasmus has struck out twice tonight. Good fastball right in on his hands.
Don't let him extend, something that Rasmus has done a lot of in the month of June. He has had a great month, 7 home runs, which is tied for the most in the National League in the month of June.
Hit his first career pinch hit home run here on Tuesday night in the 8th inning. His 14th home run of the season. Inside. Well, when Morrow's missing, he's missing to the good side of the glove. Instead of that ball drifting over the heart of the plate, it moved off the plate even further. A ball and a strike, 2 outs, runners at the corners. Good quality fastball away from Rasmus.
Yeah, movement and up in the strike zone. Not a lot a hitter can do with that when it's moving away from him and it's up.
Molina now with the defensive signs to the infield. Should Pujols break from first. 2 strikes on Rasmus. A ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Tried to get him to chase that fastball. That's where they went in the 4th inning. Breaking ball got him. Morrow finishes off Rasmus for a 3rd time tonight. Gets him to chase a breaking ball. A 2-out double, a 2-out single. And then Rasmus strikes out Morrow. New catcher behind the plate is the veteran Jason LaRue, making his 16th appearance, taking over for Yadier Molina. Lyle Overbay takes the first pitch strike from Salas. 2nd inning of work for Fernando Salas. A ball and a strike. Good changeup down and away to Overbay. Salas out in front. Cardinals will go from here to Kansas City and will finish up their interleague play playing against their natural rivals, the Royals.
What is that, the I-70 series?
Yep. Lots of Cardinal fans around Kansas City. Tony La Russa knows that he's going to have a lot of support when he takes on the Royals. Popped down the left side and out of play. After the Royals series over the weekend, Cardinals will return home to take on the Diamondbacks. And Milwaukee Brewers will come into town before they go back out on the road to Colorado and Houston before the All-Star break.
I think that's going to be a good fight in the National League Central. I think it's going to come down between them the Cincinnati Reds and whoever pitches the best.
Overbay to center field. Ball slicing away from Colby Rasmus, but he's got speed and he closes ground and makes the catch.
Reliability, resale value, and race-proven innovation. Get it all with 0.9% financing on our most popular models right now during the Honda Checkered Flag event.
One out here in the sixth. The Blue Jays lead it 5-0. Jared Hoffbauer 0 for 2 tonight. Well, you mentioned the National League Central race and how that's going to shape up. Certainly you want to finish up with a lot of momentum at the end of the first half, which is theoretically the All-Star break. Breaking ball upstairs, but the Cardinals have a game lead over the Reds. And then there's a wide gap between Cincinnati and Chicago. The Cubs are 9 games back. They're 9 games under 500. Hoffbauer on the ground to third base. David Freese has plenty of time. Hoffbauer's retired. 2 outs here in the sixth.
So the only 2 teams in the Central over 500 are the Reds and the Cardinals. The Cardinals have the resources also to go out and get somebody like they usually do at the trade deadline. They've got a good farm system. They've got plenty of cash. It's a great baseball town. They pack the stadium. Plenty of resources to go out and get somebody if they need them.
Well, they've changed their roster dramatically recently with the addition of Randy Wynn, Aaron Miles, and Jeff Suppan. They've got a lot of depth in their bullpen. And Tony La Russa likes that. They've got some big arms down there and a lot of power arms, and that plays well in September and into October. 2 outs for Jose Molina. Swings and rips it into left field. His second hit of the night. Molina's 2 for 3.
Oh, he ripped the double his first time up, pulled it down the left field line, and this time not wasting any time. Waiting around, rips another one. Doing a great job behind the plate, and now 2 hits.
Fred Lewis had a sac fly in the second. His 20th RBI of the season. Two balls and no strikes. 2 outs here in the sixth inning. 25-year-old Fernando Salas in relief of Adam Wainwright. Base hit into right field. Jose Molina will stop at second. Lewis's first hit of the night. Back-to-back 2-out hits.
Everybody contributing now tonight with that new lineup. Fred Lewis gets on the hit board with his first hit, 9th of the game.
Blue Jays had just 11 hits in the first 2 games of this series. Shut down by Jaime Garcia and Chris Carpenter. Alex Gonzalez had a double to the gap in left center. His last at bat, takes the first pitch for a strike. Hopped up straight back over the screen and out of play. Another pop-up. This in foul ground. Pujols over near the wall, and he makes the grab. Gonzalez is retired. Blue Jays strand a couple of base runners. But we have played 6 innings here. Brandon Morrow out in front. Certainly, Tony had that great season in '88, 104 wins and championship pedigree on both sides of the diamond. One pitch, one out here. David Freese hits a ground ball to the shortstop. We are in the 7th. Brandon Morrow has held the Cardinals to just 4 hits.
2 of them last inning. You were talking about them meeting up with each other in the playoffs. 1989. Oakland beat the Blue Jays in the playoffs to go to the World Series and then win it. It only took 3 years for Cito to get back at him.
They really had great teams. Both managers had a lot of talent, both sides of the diamond. They had some great battles. Of course, Dennis Eckersley was the closer for the A's at that time. Cito had so much admiration for the pitching staff over there, he finally got Dave Stewart to come over here and pitch for the Blue Jays. But they did have some battles.
Literally.
And they weren't always pleasant.
Yeah.
Andy Wynn fouls it off the glove of Jose Molina. Looked like he might have caught that one on the fingers inside that glove. But Tony La Russa, in his 32nd year of managing, 15th year here with the Cardinals, he has taken the Cardinals to the postseason 8 of the first 14 years. Won 2 World Series in St. Louis. Andy Wynn chases a fastball up and away. 7th strikeout for Brandon Morrow.
Second time that he got Randy Wynn, he was able to climb the ladder on him that time. Got a fastball by him, strike 2. This time a little bit harder and a little bit farther out of the strike zone.
We had mentioned what a good run that Morrow had been on pitching at home. Coming into this game 4-0 over his last 6 starts. Jason LaRue batting for the first time tonight. Took over defensively in the 6th inning for Yadier Molina. Catching behind Yadier Molina is like playing behind Yogi Berra. Don't get to play very much.
Yeah. Just 34 at bats this year for Jason LaRue, who's been around for a while.
Just outside of the bag at third. Larue is 36 years old and certainly understands his role on this ball club. Stays ready to give Molina a break from time to time. He's made 9 starts. Caught Kyle Loesch 3 times. Caught Penny and P.J. Walters in 2. And Hawksworth and Suppan. Reached back for a little extra and pulled it out of the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Cardinal catcher. Ground ball to short. Big hop for Gonzalez. LaRue's retired. Another quick inning for Brandon Morrow. He has a 1-2-3-7 in total control. Worked on Tuesday night, pitched the 9th inning.
Just gave up a walk in that outing. Opponent's hitting just over 200 against Boggs. He's right-handed. He's got a good stuff. Good, hard, sinking fastball. He's had a career best 9 consecutive scoreless appearances. No hits in his last 7 2/3 innings on the mound, probably just for 1 inning tonight.
Jose Bautista officially 1 for 2 tonight with a walk. Singled and scored in the first. Cuts on the first pitch and pulls it foul. Cedar Gaston has a lot of hitters in this lineup that can do a lot of different things. Bautista started out the season as the leadoff hitter. And then he moved down into the deeper part of the lineup. That's when his bat really came around.
Trying to take advantage of runners on base with that bat. When he hits home runs, he seems to hit them in bunches. 4 times already this year he has had multi-homer games. That is the most by a right-handed Blue Jay since Frank Thomas 3 years ago. Incredible.
Breaking ball, he lays off. We mentioned earlier that Dwayne Murphy suggested to Bautista, if you're going to get any fastballs to hit, you're going to have to start hitting some breaking balls. So he's looking breaking ball a little more frequently. Fastball ripped to third. Bobbled by Freese, and Bautista will reach. Ball went off the end of the glove of David Freese. It'll be an error, and Bautista's aboard.
Cardinals, for the most part this year, have played good defense. But tonight, they'll be charged with their second error. Freese does not stay down on that ball. It doesn't come up for him.
Let's check in with Sam Cosentino.
Bautista really seeing the ball a lot better with the 3 walks yesterday, in particular 2 against Chris Carpenter. In the 4th, an 11 pitch at bat, 6 foul balls, and in the 7th, an 8 pitch at bat with 4 foul balls, to the point where he frustrated Carpenter so much so that he started barking at him from the mound. So Bautista really starting to see it well again.
Wells pops up on the first pitch to Pujols in foul ground. 1 out. Vernon Wells, with a pair of home runs tonight, is retired on 1 pitch here in the 7th. But it is all about seeing the baseball. There's no question about that. You can talk to players when they're hot, and they'll tell you, boy, it looks like a beach ball right now. And there for a while, Bautista just wasn't seeing the ball, and now he's taking a lot of borderline pitches.
Game really slows down when you see the ball, too. You see it right out of his hand, and you can track it. On the flip side of that, when you aren't seeing the ball, it seems like every pitch is beating you. Can't pull the trigger, the ball's on top of you. It looks about the size of an aspirin, and you're trying to hit it.
Two balls and no strikes to Adam Lind. Blue Jays have hit 3 home runs here tonight. Lind has 1 of them. He went back-to-back with Vernon Wells in the 1st. Good sinking fastball. Lind cuts and misses. Quite a different philosophy by the National League team here. Down by 5. It's the 7th inning, but Pujols is not concerned one bit about Bautista.
Trying to close off that hole. Now, do you take the base if they give it to you?
And that's what La Russa is saying. And we understand, okay, we're going to concede. We're going to play behind you. But I just think that given the way he took Wainwright out of the game and took Molina out of the game, I think he just felt, you know what, let's just get through this game and move on. Good fastball. Boggs strikes out Lind up and away with the fastball.
98 miles an hour with good movement.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Blue Jays, Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. 2 outs here in the 7th. Aaron Hill looking for his first hit. We mentioned the power arms in that Cardinal bullpen, and certainly Mitchell Boggs is part of that. .96-mile-an-hour fastball foul back. Been a season-long battle for Aaron Hill. So optimistic coming into the season, then had the hamstring injury early in April. Was on the disabled list and never gotten into a groove. Bounced foul.
Come back after that hamstring injury, you're a little anxious. You want to help the ball club right away. So you try and do a little bit more than what you're capable of, maybe swinging at pitches out of the strike zone. And then it starts to snowball. You know Aaron Hill is just too good of a hitter. He's going to come out of it, and he's going to come out of it with a flourish.
Ball ran well inside on the hands. LaRue calling for the fastball up, and that ran off the plate inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are in the 7th. Blue Jays scored 3 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. Bounce ball to third base. Freese has time. Safe at first base. David Freese nonchalant, and Aaron Hill has busted it out of the box every single time. Hits himself a hit.
let's give Aaron Hill some credit. Hitting under 200, jammed by a ball, but hustles right out of the box. And when Freese tries to set himself to get a little bit more on the throw, Aaron Hill beats it out for an infield single.
You can see the effort right there. It's been a real frustrating season for him, but he gains the infield hit just by hustling down the first base line, and he will be lifted for the pinch runner. John McDonald takes over at first base. Two outs, 2 on for Lyle Overbay. Check in with Sam Cosentino.
Well, 5-0 here in the bottom of the 7th, and with Hill having to go so hard down the line, Cito Gaston doing his best to protect Hill with a lot of important games coming up. So immediately McDonald in to run.
That's a chance to get John McDonald into the game as well, and certainly here 5-0 in the 7th. Hill's probably not going to get a chance to hit again, so John McDonald will get a couple innings in the field.
Got a glimpse there of Nick Green, who is up, trying to stretch a little bit, showing his manager that he wants to get a little taste of some game action.
Blue Jays won't have another off day until the All-Star break. They will play right on through to July 11th, final Sunday before the All-Star break. They will have 4 days off this year during the All-Star break, which is kind of like a week-long vacation when you get that extra day off.
Unusual. It's usually 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you start playing again on Thursday.
3 balls and a strike to Overbay. At the Blue Jays, there's been some changes in their roster. They've added and subtracted and changed at third now. Most recently, Jared Hoffbauer's taken over for Edwin Encarnacion. There's the walk. That'll load the bases. And Hoffbauer will make his way to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Edwin Encarnacion has reported to AAA, and according to Jose Bautista, has taken the right approach. Going down there, trying to get his stroke together and continue to play, hopeful of getting back into the swing of things and getting back to the big leagues.
Well, everybody wants him to. The whole organization wants him to go down there and do a good job because he's a young player with some talent.
Jared Hoffbauer takes a breaking ball for a strike. Cued off the end of the bat. Pujols has to wait on it. Shovels to Boggs covering, and Hoffbauer's retired. Blue Jays load the bases but can't cash it in. Brandon Morrow is shutting out the Cardinals on 4 hits. It's been all Blue Jays here tonight. 5-0 ahead of the Cardinals. John McDonald came on as the pinch runner for Adam Lind. He takes over defensively at second base. Brandon Morrow has been in a groove all night long. 7 innings of 4-hit ball, just 1 walk. He's thrown 97 pitches.
You know, what's been impressive about Brandon Morrow, it took him 22 pitches to get through the first inning and find himself. Walked Matt Holliday. There were a few 3-2 counts there, but ever since then he has found it, and he has just pounded that zone.
He's really pitched well tonight, and I emphasize pitched because he has changed speeds on his fastball. He's made great pitches with his two-seam fastball. And every once in a while, he'll run it up to 95, 96, but not a steady diet of four-seamers for sure. Skip Schumacher 1 for 2 tonight as the DH. Strike at the knees, 2-2.
Yeah, Brandon Morrow said it nicely after his last start. He said, in the past, I used to try and throw harder when I got myself into trouble trying to light up the radar gun. Says he's learned to cruise now in those spots and keep batters off balance with off-speed pitches, and he's done that again tonight.
Schumacher chases the breaking ball in the dirt. The 8th strikeout for Brandon Morrow. Let's go down to Sam Cosentino. Sam, what's coming up on Connected?
Well, trade rumors abound in the National Hockey League with the draft upcoming. The Toronto Raptors drafted 13th and took Ed Davis out of the University of North Carolina. That will be discussed. And how about Italy out of the World Cup? Brad Fay and Martin Guard up next with Sportsnet Connected.
That is a shocker, having Italy out of the World Cup, that's for sure. 1 out now. Aaron Miles, the second baseman, 0 for 2 tonight. Miles started out the season in Cincinnati. He was let go and quickly re-signed with his former club.
He's a type of player that Tony La Russa likes having around. An infielder that can play multiple positions, put the bat on the ball, runs a little bit. Seems like La Russa's teams have always been filled with people like Miles. They come to play every day.
You think about Mike Gallego in Oakland as a guy that was instrumental in what they did. And Miles hit .317 for the Cardinals in 2008. He was a member of that 2006 World Championship Ball Club. Fights off the fastball. He was signed to a minor league contract on the 30th of April. And then went down to Double-A, played in Springfield, and played in 16 games in Double-A. Chopped toward third. Hoffbauer quickly to first in time to get Miles. Good play.
He's played some good third base in this series. Shows quick feet, an accurate arm, and good hands. Got to play deep with a couple of strikes on the batter now. You got to come hard, and your only play really is to throw it off balance. Get rid of it quickly, and he does, and gets the out.
Well, Morrow's done a good job tonight, retiring 6 in a row now. Back and forth, and he has held the Cardinals to just 4 hits. There's the 5th. That ball will split the outfielders and go all the way to the wall. Felipe Lopez around first into second base with a 2-out double. Lopez, his first hit of the night.
Watch where this one is. He's been down all night long. Everything has been underneath the thighs. That time about belt high, and Lopez sends it into the gap in left field for extra bases, and just like that, action in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. As soon as that ball hit the ground, They got someone up in that bullpen.
Matt Holliday ducks away from a high breaking ball. Holliday had a double in his last at bat. It came with 2 outs in the 6th. That ball caught the umpire right straight in the neck. Mike Frostad, the assistant trainer, out quickly. Tony Randazzo is the home plate umpire, being attended to by the Blue Jays training staff. I don't think the catcher got a piece of it. I think it went straight back into the umpire.
Total cross up. Morrow throws hard. I don't even think he got a glove on it.
Now let's take a look at what caused the injury to the umpire. Well, I don't even know how they fouled it off. The ball just sailed and came all the way back to the umpire.
It might have crossed up Molina. You see him kind of duck out of the way thinking breaking ball. And it looked like it got right inside the shoulder pad that the umpires have, or they wear behind the plate.
The protection is pretty good for the umpires, and there are only a couple of spots where they're vulnerable, but that's one right around the neck and the collarbone area. And of course, the collarbone is right there exposed, and there's not much padding there. So George Poulos and Mike Frostad, the training staff of the Blue Jays. Now the doctors also joined him, and there's Dr. Ron Taylor coming out too. Well, as the umpire, Tony Randazzo appears to be okay. He's going to be attended to. We'll be back here at Rogers Center right after this.
Where the umpires get dressed, and the umpires club is now taking his home gear off, his home plate gear off.
You see, Tony Randazzo appears to be okay, but he certainly got rocked by this pitch. Nobody touched it. Holliday didn't foul it off. Molina never got leather on it, and it went right off the umpire's chest. But he got plenty of attention from the medical staff, and he appears to be okay. But after the delay, Brandon Morrow is going to get a chance to throw a few pitches. And he indicates he's ready, so we'll resume action And we might do it with just 3 umpires. It's the third, fourth umpire went inside to put on his home plate gear. You see Ted Barrett, who was at third, moves over towards second base just until Paul Maurer can return to the field. It's a 1-1 count on Matt Holliday. There are 2 outs, and the base runner Lopez is at second. Now Molina's going to go out and talk about the signs here in this situation after the long delay, just to make sure they're both on the same page. So they must have ruled that Holliday fouled it off. Lopez didn't advance on the play. Lopez had the 2-out double. A ball and a strike, 2 outs here in the 8th. Brandon Morrow, 111 pitches. That's a season high for Morrow. Holliday hits the grounder to short. Gonzalez up with it, and Morrow gets out of the 8th inning. Gives up a 2-out double, but strands Lopez at second. Blue Jays go to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. Tomorrow the game starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. It'll be former Blue Jay Roy Halladay going for the Phillies against Jesse Litch. Litch coming off a great start last time out, 3 hits over 7 innings. He'll be anxious to match up against his former teammate in Philadelphia. Interesting aspect of the game and the series in Philadelphia. The Blue Jays will be the home team. So Jesse Litch will start the game tomorrow against that Philadelphia lineup. Philly's starting to get healthy again. Jimmy Rollins is back in the mix and had a walk-off home run last night, his first of his career.
Yeah, a walk-off. 12 runs today. Dennis Reyes into the ball game now. The lefty specialist for Tony La Russa out of the bullpen. He led their team last year in appearances with 75. This was his 31st appearance of this year, which ties him with Jason Mopp for the team lead.
Jose Molina's had a big night at the plate and behind the plate. 2 hits, 2 for 3 tonight for Molina. His average up to 310. Bouncing ball wide of third. David Freese rights himself and throws Molina out. Well, we mentioned the Phillies series and the probable pitching matchup. Jesse Litch and Roy Halladay on Friday, and then a 4 o'clock game on Saturday.
Yeah, Sean Markham against Cole Hamels. Hamels with a record of 6-5 with a very good ERA. And then we get Brett Cecil and the ageless wonder, Jamie Moyer, on Sunday. You know the sad thing about this whole thing in Philadelphia? We're the home team. Blue Jays are the home team, so there's going to be a DH. We don't get a chance to see Sean Markham swing the bat.
Yeah, you know, Sean Markham, he can really swing the bat. I'm sure he would have loved to have a chance to hit against Cole Hamilton.
I know Cito Gaston's happy that the DH is.
Phillies are banged up a little bit. We mentioned Jimmy Rollins. He had a calf injury that knocked him to the disabled list twice. They don't have Ryan Madsen, their big setup guy. He's been on the disabled list since April. Last night, Chad Durbin, another reliever, pulled a hammy. He's on the disabled list. They are pretty banged up. The Phillies are 3.5 games back of the Braves.
You didn't even mention Jay Happ. Hasn't thrown an inning yet this year.
Jay Happ has been on disabled list since the 14th of April.
And he won how many games for him last year?
Yeah, he's a good pitcher and really one of the bright young starting pitchers in the National League. They don't have their catcher, Carlos Ruiz, who's out with a concussion.
That's right. Yep.
But they have Roy Halladay, and we will see him tomorrow night. Fred Lewis hits it sharply, but right at Aaron Miles at second. Reyes retires the first two. Two outs now for Alex Gonzalez. Gonzalez had a double to the gap to start things off in the fifth. His 19th double of the season. Popped up. Right field. Here comes Wynn. Miles out. Wynn calls for it and makes the catch. Dennis Reyes has a quick 8th inning. Cardinals will bat in the 9th.
With number 17, no doubt it down the line, and followed that right back up. Adam Lynn right after him, number 9 to deep to left center field, 3-0, just like that. They turned it over to Brandon Morrow.
Visit BlueJays.com/Burger King to register for a chance to win prizes with the Burger King Superfan Contest. Back-to-back home runs, 13th time that's happened this year in the Blue Jays. 7th time back-to-back home runs, excuse me. Albert Pujols will face Sean Kemp in a hole 0-2. Kemp comes out to work the 9th inning. Pujols, a big two-hopper to Hoffbauer at third. One out here in the 9th. Brandon Morrow was great again tonight here at home.
Second night in a row, the Blue Jays get 8 innings out of a young starter. Last night they were matched up against Carpenter. Romero lost that one. Morrow tonight, 8 innings, just 1 walk. That came to the second batter of the game, to Holiday, and then he was cruising. 112 pitches, 8 strikeouts. In line for the win. He was very good tonight.
Season high with 112 pitches. Colby Erasmus takes the first pitch down. Morrow's ERA down to 4.50 now. And if the Blue Jays win this, he'll even his record at 5-5. Erasmus to left field. Lewis back on the warning track. He's got room and makes the catch.
Reliability, resale value, and race-proven innovation. Get it all with 0.9% financing on our most popular models right now during the Honda Checkered Flag event.
Cardinals down to their last out. David Freese, the third baseman, takes the first pitch strike from Sean Kemp.
So the ERA for Brandon Morrow will drop now 6 straight starts. It has gone down.
Well, he had made his last 6 starts here at Rogers Center. He had gone 4-0. And now he's got a chance to improve that to 5-0 in 7 starts. And that's what Bruce Walton was hoping for, just to build on a foundation early on and just to have his young pitchers get better as the season went on. Sean Kemp trying to wrap it up. He gets Freese to strike out. A great inning for Sean Kemp. A 1-2-3 9th. He closes it out. Brandon Morrow wins. Vernon Wells went deep twice. Adam Lind hit his 9th of the season. 5-0. Blue Jays win it. They go 3-3 on the homestand. Stay tuned for Connected.